То Мамонт, мы сегодня Ромашка, и весь этот день, огромнейший день, 8 карт у нас будет, 4 по 2, мы будем комментировать его для вас.
Всем привет. Только вчера мы еще с тобой заканчивали DPC сезон, скажем так, и уже перемещаемся на этот праздник Доты, на этот мейджор. А где он? Он правильно, на Бали. И это красота.
Так, и это действительно красота, и давай посмотрим вообще, что нас ожидает с тобой в ходе этого ивента, да и конкретно сегодня. Итак, команды Nine Pandas, Azure, Viscos, Bad Bomb, Blacklist, Bleed, EGX, The Creation Game Gladiators, IG, Nouns и PSG, LGD, естественно.
Да, Quest eSports, Shopify, Team Master, Team Liquid и Team Spirit. Кстати, у нас две команды PSG, LGD, обрати внимание, это вообще красота. Две лучше, чем одна.
Это однозначно. Еще в один момент наверняка такое было. Давай посмотрим по группам с тобой. Viscos, Blacklist, Execration, IG, Shopify, Aster, Liquid, Spirit и Tundra. Очень сильная группа, однозначно. Причем так интересно тут попалось, слушай, со всех регионов, абсолютно со всех. И Юго-Восточная Азия, и все виды Европы, да, и Америка, и та, и та. Так что очень такая интереснейшая группа, в которой, конечно же, есть условные там фавориты Liquid, Tundra, да, допустим, может быть, Shopify в правильной форме. Но при этом группа, я бы сказал, что Б, может быть, даже немного и посильнее будет.
Да, Б действительно посильнее, не успели мы ее прокомментировать, но действительно так и есть.
Так, ну давай
вот
тогда
нас...
твое мнение по DPC-очкам.
Слушай, ну, в принципе, здесь почти все видно, все, кто готовы выйти на International. Ну вот, почти видно. Но вот, во всяком случае, первые, сколько команд, да? Вот первый, левый столбик, вот уже прям, уже там. Хотя вот ТСМ вопросики.
А на самом деле нет. Даже талон еще вопросики, 1120 очков. В прошлом году нужно было 1143, если я правильно помню. Вот, то есть Liquid, Gladiator, EG, Shopify и Tundra, они уже прошли. И дальше начинаются талоны, которые, знаешь, пограничные. Им нужно хоть какие-то очки набрать, вот, и тогда они действительно уже 100% пройдут. Но пока это еще не гарантировано. Вот, и по DPC очкам им нужно попасть в топ-8 для того, чтобы уже точно себе этот самый слот засекьюрить. То есть очки начинаются именно с топ-8.
ТСМ очень обидно, конечно, вот, Наунс будут заменять их, скажем так, по-хорошему, вот, ну и я не знаю, как у них будут обстоять дела, но есть квалификации всегда, и я думаю, что для таких команд всегда легко будет выйти даже через квалификацию, если что-то пошло не так.
И причем, знаешь, они обычно наверняка очень сильно притапливают, чтобы условно там Best Coast и кто-то еще сильный из этого региона прошли, да, просто потому что, окей, ну если пройдут они, да, то значит у нас будет чуть больше шансов в квалах, то есть ЕГЭ и Best Coast, в принципе, проходя на инт, они даруют слот там условным, допустим, Тандером в квалах, да. Если говорить о Северной Америке, то тут, конечно, немного иная притопка, но тем не менее, все это так напрямую связано, и поэтому всегда, даже если есть там один-два сильных коллектива, да, коллектив третий мечтать, ну пусть они уже пройдут на интик, а мы тогда пройдем по квалам. Потому что если они не пройдут, то они пройдут по квалам, это тоже не круто. Поэтому условный наут сейчас, они прям топят, чтобы команды из их региона, они явно попали уже напрямую на интик.
Всегда идет таким образом, что вот идет первый дивизион, второй дивизион, а потом идет мажор. И вот на втором дивизионе, ну, сам понимаешь, мы с тобой недавно комментировали, и игры такие, ну, вот вяленькие, медленькие, вот.
Берлин Мэджор, 13 место. Ну, а в онлайне они просто вот Dream League взять, после в финале с GG играют. Поэтому вот у меня, лично я буду весь мажор болеть за Бэдмун.
Se acaba ni se va a acabar. Seguimos la batalla hasta el final. El fuego no se acaba ni se va a acabar. Seguimos batallando hasta el final. Que no te digan que no puedes hacerlo porque los sueños se hacen realidad. Si le pones esfuerzo y empeño, tú eres el dueño de lo que puedes lograr. Tu habilidad, tu potencial, tu pasión, tu creatividad. Si quieres llegar, no puedes parar. Crea en ti hasta el final. El juego no acaba cuando alguien continúa. Subamos de nivel.
The world is your stage. Take the first step to change. Lead with vision and innovation. Perfect your strategy and make your goals reality.
Hace que valga.
Get in the game. Make it count.
Issues. Like a stream. I don't know, man. 6 across. Friend of Robin Hood. Something ends with an R. Robert Tuck. Who is this? 1 across famous. With the last letter D. Famous. Star. Athlete. Actress. Actor. Writer. Critic? Chef? Famous? Is it like a synonym or is it like somebody who could be famous?
Tournament we've been to, someone couldn't make it, so having a tournament where every team is playing at full force is quite impressive, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had this level of international competition. And what does this competition entail exactly? Well, if this is your first time watching a major, welcome, we're glad to have you. But also I'll give you a quick rundown on how this tournament works. We're starting things off in the group stage with 18 teams. 2 groups of 9 teams each with a single round robin, and all the matches for these next 5 days are going to be best of 2s. The first and 4th place team of each of these groups will proceed to the upper bracket of playoffs. 5th and 6th place will go to the lower bracket, where it's just single elimination, and 7th through 9th place are eliminated. After that, we move on to the playoff stage, which is a double elimination bracket, assuming you made it to the upper bracket. And then the remaining 8 teams will proceed to the Ayana Estate, where we get to our finals. The remaining 8 teams will compete for, you know, the major, the points, the money, the glory, all of it, in front of a crowd. We got some people showing up on
if
location.
you lose, it's not that bad, honestly. We're in Bali, so...
There are worse places to get eliminated.
That reminds me of the Manila Major. Like, I went there, I got eliminated really early on. And it was one of the best eliminations of my life, you know? Like, honestly, dude. So it's not the worst thing. Win or lose, you're in Bali.
That's the spirit. And even if you lose at this tournament, depending on how late you lose into it, you're going to take home some prize points for the DPC, and you're also going to take home a chunk of change as well. Top 8 will get $12,500 and 300 DPC points. Now remember, because this is the 3rd and last major of the circuit, the points are quite inflated, because the idea is that the closer we get to TI, the more likely it is that you need to be at top form before you show up to Seattle in just a few months. So first place is going to be getting $200,000 and 600 DPC points. And that value is quite important, because a lot of these teams are still in contention to make it to TI. It's not guaranteed yet. We've only locked in 5 teams for TI so far. So we still have a fair amount that are still up for grabs. 7 other slots are up for grabs right now, because we bring 12. And then 6... formerly from each region, but now we have a disparity. South America gets 2, and Western Europe gets 2.
Sounds about fair for Western Europe.
But you're supposed to be advocating for Southeast Asia, Winter. It's a Southeast Asia land.
I can't help it, man, when our teams suck.
Well, which teams are we bringing here from Southeast Asia? Let's take a look at the groups for the Bali Major. 2 groups of 9 teams each. Group A has got Tundra Esports, Spirit, Shopify Rebellion, Invictus Gaming, Blacklist Rivalry, Beast Coast, Team Aster, Team Liquid, and Execration. Meanwhile, Group B, PSG LGD, Bleed, Evil Geniuses, Gaming Gladiators, Bet Boom Team, Nouns, Quest Esports, Azure Array, and 9 Pandas. Aurora, what's the group of death between these 2?
I think it's the second one. When I see Gaming Gladiators and Bet Boom, 9 Pandas, and also kind of LGD in there together. Because we just finished Dream League, right? So 4 of these teams are like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, and even in Berlin, 9 Pandas, Gaiman obviously won it. Evil Geniuses got top 4. But the real killer is Nouns, am I right, Fear? Nouns is what everybody's looking out for.
They have a lot to show here, for sure. I think I'm expecting them not to have the greatest performance, because normally in international play, they don't do the best. I will say Group B is going to be a group in which I feel like it's going to be very top-heavy and bottom-heavy, or Group A, anything could happen in that group. But we'll have to see. There could be some upsets here.
Has Nouns even... Okay, so I would consider, I suppose, playing South American teams to be somewhat international. And I think Gunnar also gave an interview where he said that Nouns was exclusively scrimming European teams.
Yeah.
But I don't think have they played any LANs against international opponents?
Dream League Season 19?
Oh, that's true. They were at 19.
Yeah, that was their only one, I think.
Yeah, and they kind of got smashed in that one.
They got smashed pretty hard, so not a good look. But we'll have to see here. They have another chance. They beat TSM finally to get here.
Right.
So like they have some momentum, some steam going, and TSM's been a team that can do pretty decent, or they flop. hoping Nouns is going to be able to surpass that somehow coming from the NA region, because, you know, it's kind of boring just having Rebellion as our only team. Like, this is the only team that can get the playoffs. I want to see another one.
But I was a little bit sad that TSM couldn't make it to this one, because Winter, that meant that no Indonesian players made it to an Indonesian major.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
I know. TSM, and then Mikoto, yeah.
Kind of lucky.
They kind
Maybe
of
next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
They
They
Maybe
can
yeah.
all watch. They can come and...
They can come. They can watch. We'd be happy to have them.
There you go.
That's the plan, you know. Hey guys, what if we all don't fight for this and just won?
Depending on, given how Talon did at Dream League Season 20, I don't think they took kindly to not qualifying to this major. But it's okay because they're in pretty good shape to qualify for TI, but they're not locked. Let's take a look at where we are right now and the teams that are confirmed for TI and the teams that still have to make it there. So as I stated, 5 teams are already mathematically guaranteed to be making it to Seattle based off of their DPC points over the leagues and over the Lima Major and Berlin Major. So Liquid, Gaming Gladiators, Evil Geniuses, Shopify Rebellion, and Tundra Esports are already confirmed. 3 Western European teams, 1 South American team, and 1 North American team.
Yeah, there's a lot to ride on this tournament when it comes to points, right? Because you can't get points anymore this year. This is it.
This is the last chance.
This is your last chance to get any points here. So depending how a lot of these teams do place, it's
good shape, but like assuming Azure Ray wins this whole tournament or something like that, and then like Nouns gets second place, then all of a sudden they're not in contention. So depending on how our group stage results go, we can also start knocking some teams out, but those calculations will have to be made in the coming days. But
They only need the teams below them not to score a lot of.
exactly.
Like there are 5 teams below them that could possibly outscore them.
I'll tell you what the teams are. Let's take a look at what everyone's point total is right now as we begin the Bali Major and see how close these teams are to making the gap. So, as I said, the 5 teams are already guaranteed lock, and Talon is currently in 6th. But you'll notice that they don't have a little Dota logo next to their point total. It's because they're not in this tournament, and neither is TSM, whereas all the other placements are still in this tournament.
can't get any more points if you're Talon or TSM, so your fate isn't really in your hands anymore, right? That's pretty much all that means. And for the other teams, you got a lot to fight for, and what was it, the top 5 were
Correct.
locked in.
Those are
The
locked.
top 5 are locked in. The rest of them, who else do we got there? LGD, Bedboom, been going at last 3.
Have high hopes to maybe make their name on this leaderboard.
I think one is maybe Nouns because they are
Hell
the
yeah.
only one that are geared up for Bali. They had the glasses on the logo
They did.
even.
The
Yeah.
goggles.
And then I noticed the top 5 teams, their logo. Like speaking of points, they all have different number of points. Look at Liquid. They're like a pentagon or something, and then Gaming Gladiators is a hexagon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You're taking geometry into account. But Nouns has no edges. It's a perfectly circular logo.
But they have the glasses.
They have the glasses.
But
That's
Nouns
true.
has to get, at least 2nd place or something?
Yes. So someone has actually done the calculations, and I know that also Knoxville has percentage chances of each of these teams.
Right.
But we will run the calculations as more teams get eliminated. But for the most part, consider it that if first place in this tournament gets